everyone. I'm Ronnie.
And I'm Jessica.
And you're listening to Clean With Me,
the podcast where we walk you through cleaning your house. Hey everybody, so today is going to be me talking. I'm Jessica, and for those of you that are new here, we walk you through cleaning your house step by step. Some of our episodes are for specific areas, and most of our episodes are for whole house cleans or straightens. It's a good thing to listen to before doing your morning routine or before you have to leave for work, or when you just get a moment to yourself and you're able to clean through your house. So I'm going to do a very traditional old school episode today. We're going to do a normal whole house clean, and we're going to go through all the steps and do all the things. I'm going to throw in a few bonus chores, things that you may have time for if your house isn't a total disaster right now. If it is a total disaster, we're going to work on doing the main ticket items like, dishes, picking up the floor, throwing away trash, that kind of thing. So first things first, I want you guys to get ready for the day. This morning I had a late start, and that's making me less productive. And I have a meeting with the school today. I've got stuff I have to do later on in just like a couple of hours. So I definitely need to straighten my house before I leave, and I'm just going to go through typically what I would do before I leave for the day. In a perfect world, obviously, this is what I aim to do. I don't always get the chance to do this, but I'm working towards every day being a cleaner person and maintaining my house a little better. And I try to add a little something to my routine every day. And I backslide like everyone else. There are times where my house is a complete wreck for days and days and days. And, it takes a big push from myself and some motivation for me to really get back up on that horse and start getting back into the routine. But if you're really consistent with it, it'll get easier for you. Like with anything, the more you do it, the more it becomes second nature, and the easier it will be for you to really not even have to think about it anymore. It's just a certain time of day is your cleaning time, right? So let's get right into it. I'm more productive when I get ready for the day first thing. And that could mean putting on some comfy clothes to clean and, taking a shower, maybe to wake you up. Maybe you just need to put your hair up in a bun, light a candle, open some windows, let some light in so you can see all the dust and problem areas, spots on your carpet, what have you. And I know a lot of you might shrug this part of the podcast off because it's not really cleaning per se, but this is getting ready as whatever it means to you, and it really does affect your productivity for me, if I don't get ready at all in some capacity. If I'm just laying around all day, I tend to just keep that trend going and I don't do anything. But if I get up, take a shower, splash some water on my face, change my clothes, get my kids ready for the day, I tend to have a lot more of a productive day. And even though I got a late start today, I'm still going to go along with my routine because I did sleep in because it was my day off. I should have gotten up earlier because my house is a wreck, but that's okay. We're just going to do a little bit less than I originally set out to do. If that happens, if you're like, well, I just used up my cleaning time, I was supposed to use this time for cleaning, I was supposed to get up at this time, I overslept, that's okay. Don't take out cleaning completely out of your morning. Use what you have. Challenge yourself. If you only have 10-15 minutes, set a timer and just see how much you can get done in 15 minutes, and then get the messy things first, like the dishes, the trash taken out, things that are going to create a problem later in the day when you come back from work or your errands or whatever it is you're going to do, okay? So After you're done with that, I want you guys to move on to the laundry room. When I'm doing a whole house clean, I always start with doing a load of laundry and doing a laundry switch, which is moving our clothes from the washer to the dryer and from the dryer to a laundry basket. And the reason why I like to start with this is because at the end of my cleaning session, I like to go check my laundry room and sit back and relax and fold, and that way I can kind of wind down the end my cleaning session with folding laundry. And those of you that are veterans know this, and you guys know the routine, and that's exactly where I want you guys to be. If you're new here, just keep listening. It is pretty repetitive, the things we talk about. I try to think of fresh and new ways to do things, and as my trends and things that I do in my life adapt, and as my life changes, so do my podcasts, because I'm not in the same phase of life I was when I had newborn babies. My routines looked very different. So I try to talk about those times in my life, and I also try to talk about when I was single and my cleaning methods. I try not to cater to any one person. I try to be very broad, because I know there's a lot of different people, a lot of different circumstances listening. So be switching the laundry as we speak. Go ahead and do a load. If you're feeling a little run down today and you don't really feel like doing laundry, try to at least do a load of towels or rags or something that's going to be easy for you to fold. That way it's not going to be a big ordeal to fold the laundry, because with me, laundry, either I fold it at the end of my cleaning session when it comes out of the dryer, or I wait 10 to 15 business days. And so I really like to try to fold them when they're done, because otherwise I won't. And I don't like my laundry just piling up in laundry baskets. And right now, a problem that I am having in my house is, for some reason, I don't know how, but we've accumulated 4 different big laundry baskets, and we have a tiny little apartment. So why do we have 4 laundry baskets? You know what that's making me do? Fill a laundry basket with clean laundry. And so I noticed myself doing that the other day. I'm like, I've been doing this a lot, where I'll be like, oh, I'm too busy to fold laundry. And when it gets out of the laundry, when my stuff gets out of the laundry, I throw it in a clean laundry basket, because we have so many laying around the house. So you know what I did? I got rid of a couple, because it's just too tempting to just throw my clean clothes in a laundry basket and put it in the closet where no one can see it, and then my clean clothes go there to die, and then I can't find my clothes. So I got rid of that problem. I removed the temptation from myself, because I know me, and I know that I had been doing that. So everyone has different circumstances and stuff. I just want you guys to really think about the problems that you have in your personal life. What things do you struggle with the most? What things do you find yourself trying to avoid when you're cleaning? Is there major things that you're like, man, I hate doing the dishes, or I hate doing vacuuming, or mopping the floor is a nightmare? And I want you guys to think of easier ways to do it, ways that you can make it less of a nightmare. I hated mopping for a while, and I just realized I needed new products, because I had like an old school mop that I was having to wring out, and it was just this big nightmare. And yeah, it's good to do an old school mopping of your floors every once in a while, because that's the only way you really get it super clean. But for those little in-between days where you're just, you need a quick wipe down of your floor, I like having a little Swiffer, or even Dollar Tree has, or, these dollar stores, wherever you're from. A lot of cheap little stores have these Swiffers, if you will, that have reusable rag cloths. And so if you don't like using the chemicals on an actual Swiffer, or you don't have a fancy hardwood floor cleaning machine, vacuum cleaner, some people have fancy mop type machines like that. If you don't have something like that, just get one of those cheap little reusable rag, Swiffers where you just throw it in the wash after you're done, or you just wash it in the sink. Those are great. I used those for a while, and they're real easy. It's the same idea as a Swiffer, except it's reusable. So, there's something for everyone. But you guys should be done with the laundry at this time. Let's go ahead and move on to the kitchen. And when you're starting the kitchen, first thing I like to do before, my mom likes to unload her dishwasher and stuff first. I'll admit I'm not as big of a cooker lately. I have been using, the Green Chef meals and stuff like that. So I have been cooking a little bit more than usual, but I've been trying to implement cleaning as I go. So I haven't been having that many dishes. Now, with a big family, dishes do pile up, and I did just have my big daughters visiting for the weekend. So we had a full house, and there was definitely a major dish situation this morning. So, but my day-to-day, I focus more on messes that my kids make. Cleaning, wiping stuff down is more my focus. So whatever is the problem in your kitchen, I want you to focus on that. If it is dishes, if you do need to do dishes, let's knock those out first, because a lot of people hate doing the dishes. So let's go ahead and knock that out. But if you need to start on that, if you have a really bad dish day and you want to just go ahead and get that knocked out first, go ahead. I like to throw away trash. I have a really small house, so this may not apply to you. Maybe you just want to do this in your kitchen, dining room area. But I like to just go around and throw away trash because my husband is very clean, but he does tend to leave empty boxes and stuff either in the sink or next to the sink. So there's usually a couple trash items laying around. My kids throw trash. My daughter's really into arts and crafts right now. She's 5, so there's always a bunch of cut up little pieces of paper everywhere, just things like that. So I just go and throw away all the trash all at once. I go around and just throw away everything that is either old, bad, anything in the refrigerator that needs to be thrown out. I do that. Anything that needs to be rinsed out, anything that's in the refrigerator that needs to be rinsed out, old food, what have you. Because you don't want, let's say you have a visitor or something and they want to get a water bottle out of your fridge and you have a bunch of old leftovers, and we've all been there where there's a weird smell because maybe we took out some meat and put it in the refrigerator and forgot about it, or maybe that's just me, but I've done that before. Well, I accidentally took out some ground beef and then plans changed. My husband's really spontaneous when it comes to wanting to go out to eat. It'll be out of the blue. He'll be let's go out to eat. So sometimes I've been known to forget about some ground beef or whatever and leave it in the fridge, and then it'll smell because I haven't been checking my refrigerator and cleaning it out like I should. And the refrigerator is something that I often go to, I often use, I often get into my refrigerator, right? So I shouldn't be just ignoring the things in the refrigerator, but we do, it's life. We're not perfect. But it's something I've been working on. So if you have anything that needs to be thrown out, do that. With all that being said, if you're going straight to dishes, let's go ahead and get those clean dishes out of the way. If you're not a person that dries your dishes and puts them away right away after you do the dishes, and you wait till the next cleaning session, when I have a little less dishes, when I have all teenagers maybe, or if I'm an empty nester one day, I'm probably going to be at a point in my life where I'm always going to be putting away my clean dishes and washing as I go, because there's only going to be a couple of us in the house, well, depending on my life, we never know what's going to happen. Maybe I'll have a house full of people, who knows. But anyway, as of right now, it really doesn't bother me to have clean dishes, in a dishwasher and in a clean rack, but we definitely need them out of the way to do more dishes, so let's go ahead and put them away at this time. And if you've already done that, just start chugging along with your pre-rinsing. I like to do a very thorough pre-rinse before I do my dishes. That way I'm not handling any gross food, and all I have to do is wash them off with soap and water and Usually what I do, I use my dishwasher mainly to just like rinse off and sanitize. So I just scrub everything off really good, throw it in the dishwasher that way, because my dishwasher is one of the low water energy saver dishwashers. So, definitely need to scrub those dishes before I put them in there. And it's more of a sanitation than anything, really. And while you're doing the dishes, I'm going to talk about a little bit of bonus chores in the kitchen dining room area. Now, we've talked about this a little bit, but I recently have reorganized some of my kitchen areas, done some spring cleaning, if you will, in my kitchen to better suit the needs of my family right now. So I had things in a certain place in my cabinetry to where some things were easy to get to. I had like the knives and things up high, and I told a story about like my siblings coming to visit me, and they thought it was funny that my plates, like for kids, my plastic silverware or my plates and stuff were down really low in this bottom cabinet, because that's not the way they do things at their house. But I was like, I have little babies, little 5-year-olds, and they like to be independent and get their own snackies sometimes. Now I'm going into baby mode. Sorry, I'm not Miss Rachel. They like to get their own snacks sometimes. I'll leave a few things down low. I mentioned I have like a Lazy Susan type of a cabinet that I like, and just be doing your dishes while I'm talking. I have a Lazy Susan type cabinet that I didn't used to use because the kids were too small to do anything on their own, and they were just getting stuff out of there and making a mess. But now I put like little snacks in there that they're allowed to get by themselves, like goldfish or what have you. And then they can go get their little plates. If Mommy, can I go get a snack? She can go get a plate from the bottom cabinet, which is all my plasticware, and then I've got all of my glass stuff, which is very few and far between, okay? When I say my glass stuff, I mean 2 mismatched cups and probably like 4 plates, because they break all of my glassware. Anyway, which is why I have all plastic at this point. So there's not going to be any fine silverware if you go to my house. There's not going to be any silverware at all, because forks disappear in my house. Anybody else have that problem? My forks go into the twilight zone for some reason. And I don't use our silverware when I pack lunches and stuff. I use like plastic silverware from gas stations and stuff, or I buy plastic silverware. So I really have no idea where my forks are going. Who knows? Anyway, moving on. So I reorganized anyway. I put stuff available to them down low. That's things I don't mind them touching down low. Big appliances that they can't move anyway, like crock pot stuff like that. I have down low big pots and pans. I don't care if they get into pots and pans. It's not going to, be a disaster if they pull out all my pots and pans and play with them. They're a little bit past that point in their development. They're not really doing that right now. But, stuff. I used to purposely put my pots and pans in a certain cabinet and then let them play with pots and pans when they were little, because it kept them occupied. They like to bang on them while I did my dishes and stuff. So if you are in that phase of life and you've got little baby toddlers and stuff, that's a really good idea, because kids love playing with stuff that they think they're not allowed to have. So if you have locks on your cabinets, maybe keep one unlocked with your pots and pans in it that they're allowed to play with, and then just give them a spoon, and then they can pretend like they're getting into stuff. Kids love that. I'm sure you guys already know that if you have kids. So just be chugging along on those dishes. Make a big dent in them. If you have a really bad disaster, no worries. Leave some stuff soaking, the bad stuff, while you're doing the small stuff. And let's try not to leave anything soaking at the end. We're just letting the stuff soak while we're doing the other stuff. If you have some bad pots and pans that need to be soaking, fill them up with hot water and soap and just set them off to the side. And then once we're done with everything else, all the small stuff, we've loaded up the dishwasher. If you don't have a dishwasher, we've hand washed all the small stuff. Maybe you put out a towel for the pots and pans if you have a lot of dishes. And my mom was kind of making fun of me the other day because we have this really cheap dish rack, and I always like tell her like, let's tell them about how I put a little container underneath one side of my dish rack so it drains off into the sink, because I think that's really cool that my husband did that. And she's like, they sell dish racks that do that on their own, right? And I'm like, oh, yeah, but I'm broke. So I put something underneath my cheap little dish rack and it drains off into the sink. Does the same thing, okay? And it's just maybe not as aesthetically pleasing, but moving on. I have, while you guys are finishing up your dishes, you should be starting to near that time. Should be meaning, I'm going to move on soon, but if you need more dish time, no worries. You can either just keep doing the dishes while I'm talking, rewind me, pause me, or maybe you need to watch just a dish related episode that's just for dishes for a minute and then come back to this one. Whatever you want to do, completely up to you. We do have episodes that are more catered to dishes, but I'm going to move on soon. But before I do that, I live in Texas, y'all, and I live in Mansfield right now, kind of the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And we've been having spider problems, cricket problems, and I've tried to spray for them. I just read that you could put like sticky traps. I'm going to buy those today because I found another giant wolf spider under my bed. And I am deathly afraid of spiders, okay? This one I didn't lose it under the bed this time. I was smarter than last time. I still screamed and jumped, but I got this vase out of my cabinet, the same vase that I took pictures with the other one in it. Had it ready because that's what my husband used to catch it, and it was big enough. So when it saw me, when I lifted up no more blankets on my floor. Okay, that was the last time and I fully convinced myself. Okay, for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, I found a fist size wolf spider under my bed recently, and I talked about it in a previous episode. Okay, I just found another one, and again, it was because of, I think it was either a blanket on my floor that the kids had thrown on the floor or a towel. We're not going to do that anymore. My kids are like, why is mommy a psycho about blankets being on the floor? I told them, mommy does not want any more blankets on the floor. We don't do blankets on the floor anymore. If you have a towel, you hang that towel up. We are not doing that anymore because I don't want any more surprises. I want to see those little critters. I don't want them having any places to hide. I'm checking under my bed before I go to sleep. Okay, they are not going to sneak up on me anymore. That was a disaster. So, anyway, saw this thing, scampered off into my bathroom. I grabbed the vase, trapped it. Luckily, my husband was on his way home. I told the kids, we're going to use a different bathroom, okay? You just stay out of that bathroom. Don't you touch that vase. Don't you go anywhere near that vicinity. I let them look at it real quick, because they were curious about it. And then I was like, don't touch that vase, because if you let that spider out, mommy is going to lose it. Okay, she's going to lose it, and you might see mom cry. And they were like, okay. And they were scared of it too. So we left it alone. And then Joey dealt with it. My husband dealt with it when he got home. But I'm going to do this. If you guys have any kind of like remedies for it, because I've already sprayed for spiders, that doesn't seem to help me. And I don't like putting poison all around my house. But we also have crickets really bad. And they don't really hurt anything. They're just everywhere. And we have those, they're called I don't know what they're called. They have spider legs. They're crickets with spider legs. Those are all over. I live on a ranch, so I mean it's bad over here. So somebody told me, my friend's dad told me that peppermint oil around the corners of his house was killing the spiders and the crickets. But he's like he sells essential oils and stuff, and I don't know how true it is. I have not done it myself, but if any of y'all have used that remedy and it works, let me know on my social medias, Clean With Me Podcast, Facebook or Instagram. Please let me know what you guys do for spider problem, cricket problems, that's safe for children. Right now, all I've got is sticky tape, so I'm going to try that around my bed at least, so I can create a fortress around my bed. But moving on, there's just crickets everywhere. And my daughter is on a mission to save the crickets. She doesn't like them dying. She's in a bug thing right now, my 5-year-old. So she told me, Mommy, if you see a cup on the floor, it's a cricket. Okay. She's been getting, because I have, my plasticware down low for them, so she's able to get the kid cups. She's been getting cups, and when she finds a cricket, she'll put a cup over it to save it so that she could put it outside whenever I let her, and release them. So I keep finding the all of my cups all over the house. There's way too many crickets in this house. So I've talked about it long enough. Anyway, let me know if you guys have remedies for that. But moving on, you guys should be nearing the end of your dish thing, and should meaning I'm going to move on, but we all have bad dish days. I'm not judging you at all. There are days where all I do is dishes because it's a wreck. If you have a big family, or if you don't, if you just, been depressed and they've been building up, I totally understand. We're going to get those done today, guys. So just keep chugging along on those dishes, but I'm going to move on to other things. So if I know I talked about throwing away trash, but if you haven't done that yet, go ahead and do that. And let's just clear spaces off. So the goal for the kitchen dining room area is clearing off as much space as possible. You want as much clear space so that you can properly wipe down anything and everything that you see. And so we're going to do that now. Anything that's out of place, go ahead and put it away. And we're going to do this as quickly as possible. And I know a lot of people like to use different tricks to motivate themselves. Kids are often motivated by timers. I know when I was a kid, I liked doing things like setting my timer for 30 minutes and seeing how much I can get clean in my room in 30 minutes. And it just kind of, motivated me. Like, let me see if I can clean my room in 30 minutes. And I do it really quickly. And that's still a motivator to this day. Use the podcast as a motivator and just try to see how much you can get done in the time allotted as I'm talking about this. That's kind of the goal for the podcast. That's the vision anyway that I have and my mom has, is that during these segments, we want to see how much you guys can get done in these segments. But if you need extra work in a certain area, we have episodes for you. So if you still have momentum when the episode's over, go ahead and get to that episode. Don't lose that momentum and focus on the problem area. If you have the time and you have the motivation, then by all means use it. Because whenever I get a stroke of, motivation and I'm in a cleaning mode, I try to use it because that doesn't come very often. But once I get going, I really get going, and I usually get way more done than I set out to. And I try to go with the flow, go with the motivation when it strikes. So be just running around and putting everything in its place. Make sure you're putting things where they go. If you're noticing any problem areas as you're putting stuff away, say you open a drawer and it's kind of a wreck in a drawer or something. It looks really out of place, dusty maybe. Like the drawer that I put my silverware in, I noticed there was stuff in that drawer that didn't need to be. Like there was a couple chargers in it, and we have a drawer of miscellaneous stuff. So I think just the kids or something when I tell them to pick up, or maybe my teenagers, because they don't spend full time in my house, might be putting things in there. It doesn't matter how they're getting there, but just sometimes you notice things are out of place. And I noticed some things were in my silverware drawer that shouldn't be. So I didn't have the time at the time. I was just doing a kitchen clean, and I just wanted to wipe stuff down really quickly. So later when I had time, I just took everything out of that drawer and cleaned it out really quick, and it took 5-10 minutes. It was nothing. So just things like that. That's what I mean by bonus chores. If you're noticing any cabinetry, your refrigerator is a wreck, your microwave is really, really bad and maybe needs special attention. If you can get it done now, great. If not, just set some time aside after the episode and maybe jot it down on a piece of paper, write a note, put it on the refrigerator. Need to clean out kitchen drawer, need to clean out refrigerator, need to deep clean pantry, something like that, right? And then you can get to it at a later time. But I want you guys right now to, once you've cleared everything off, if you have any appliances that have a home on your tabletops that maybe don't necessarily need to be there, and you can put them away on a cabinet, in a cabinet, I would advise you maybe to do so, because the less cluttery of a feel you have in your kitchen, the cleaner it feels, the less stress. I feel like the less clutter, the less stress. The more cluttery I feel my house is, for me personally, and some people are comforted by things and knickknacks and they like that kind of thing, and that's fine. Everybody has a different aesthetic. I'm more of a minimalist. I like, blank spaces. But if you have a lot of little knickknacks that you like and that they're supposed to be there, just move those to the side while we do our wipe down, and we can put them back really quickly. So no worries there, guys. You can have, I'm not saying not to have little decorations and things like that. And that's also a great tool, like I've talked about many times before. Having little knickknacks on certain surfaces is a great tool to keep people from using it as a catch-all. Like I have an island in my kitchen that's like right there when you walk in the house, and it's really easy to just put miscellaneous stuff on there and accumulate just junk really quickly. Mail, toys, things you find on the floor, and putting up what have you, bobby pins, anything, stuff like that. I like to put little knickknacks, or picture frames on those spaces, and that's kind of a signal. Things still get put there, and we still got to put stuff away, but it's kind of creates a space and kind of tells other people in the house, like, this is a decorative spot, not a place to put things. And like my mother-in-law has a little organizer with different people's names on it for different sections of mail that comes in, that she organizes mail, because she's got 3 sons, and some of them still get mail that comes to the house, so she has their names on a little organizer, a mail organizer, and it looks super cute. She has it kind of off in the corner, so it's not like the first thing you see, but it's cute enough that if people saw it, it's just a cute little organizer. So just be creative with your organization. If you have a problem with mail being everywhere, but you don't want to lose it, get an organizer. Hang up a little organizer, or, put one on top of your refrigerator, and then go through it every once in a while. But I want you guys, once you're done doing your pickup of your dining room and your kitchen, I want you guys to do wipe down crazy. Whatever product you prefer to use that. My mom likes using more chemicals than I do. Right now, I'm more of a soap and water kind of gal, or I use a disinfectant wipe. I like to use the wipes right now. I used to swear by them, but right now I'm using I like the lemon scented ones, disinfecting wipes for the bathroom, because I like using disposable things for the bathroom. And then for my other areas of the house, I like to use just Rags hot soapy water when I'm cleaning. And, I'll use Windex for windows and for mirrors and stuff, and I do have a disinfectant that I use as well to spray on the floors and whatnot, but I'm trying not to use as many chemicals, so I've been using just hot soap and water and a rag to wipe down lately. Make sure you get into the cracks and crevices in between your stove, oven area with a butter knife. Wrap a rag around a butter knife and just get in those cracks. Sometimes there's buildup there. Make sure you're getting your backsplash behind your oven. If you cook a lot, could be grease splatter. Don't forget to get your dining room table if you have one, your eating area of your children. Like I said, I don't really have a dining room table, but I do have these little desks that my kids eat at, so I will scrub those. That's part of my routine. And make sure you get the chairs. If you have small children, little sticky hands touch the back of the chairs. They might need a really good wiping down. High chair, maybe that needs to be deep cleaned. Maybe you need to take the liner off of the high chair and really wash it. Throw it in the washer, or if it's the wipe down kind of material that's not cloth, maybe you just need to put it in the sink real quick and do a quick wipe down and then dry it off, something like that. But I just want to say you guys are doing great right now. I'm really happy you guys are cleaning with me today, and I'm hoping you're getting a lot done. I want to be, if anything, I want to be a great motivator for you. My wish is that I motivate you to do more than you set out to do today, and you get more done than you were going to do. And I'm just nudging you in the right path, but you guys are the ones doing it. So kudos to you, and you guys are getting a lot done already. We're already 35 minutes into cleaning, so you are knocking a lot out. We're wiping down like crazy. We're going to sanitize things like crazy. We're making it look nice and pretty. If you're already done wiping down and you want to do a clean of your floor, if you have a tiny floor like I do, I have a small area, so I would do a quick little sweep of everything that I cleaned off. And I mentioned a microwave earlier. Some people have microwaves up high. Some people have them down low. I do have mine above my stove, so I would clean my microwave out first, then wipe down my stovetop. But if your microwave is really bad on the inside and you need to take out that little glass dish and maybe wash it in the sink and dry it off and put it back, you could do that at this time and really scrub the inside with like a sponge. I really like the Sponge Daddy sponges. Not sponsored by them at all. I would love to be sponsored by them. But anyway, I'm not sponsored by Sponge Daddy. I just really like their sponges because they get hard when they're with cold water, I believe, and then they get soft with warm water. So, and they last pretty long. So I like having those for things like I'll scrub my oven or my microwave, and then I'll go back with a rag and clean it. Those are really helpful. Any kind of sponge really is good for that. Okay, and as I'm doing this podcast, I'm about to have to do a meeting and everything, and I didn't plan my outfit ahead, but I did the Ronnie method, which is my mother, the other creator of the podcast. The original creator of the podcast. She does the method where she will have a like business casual dressy dinner outfit ready for emergency last minute things and hanging up in her closet. She mentioned that in a podcast, and I've actually been implementing that. I had 2 outfits ready to go for the kids that were cute and presentable, and I had one for me, so all I have to do is just throw that on and I'm good to go for the meeting. So I don't even have to worry about that. All I have to worry about is cleaning. So that was a great just daily tip, But once you guys are done with your wipe down, we're going to go into the outer areas. Now, we just did a lot of episodes really focusing on bedrooms and organization and stuff like that. So I know a lot of you say that once we get to the bedrooms, not a lot of you, but a couple of you have commented, and we hear your comments, we read your comments, we read your feedback on Facebook, and I know on our whole house episodes we don't really focus a lot on bedrooms, but we have plenty of episodes that are geared 100% towards bedrooms, closets, laundry, every room of the house pretty much, kitchen. So just browse, find one. It's in the title. If you need help with the bedroom after this episode, you're like, I want something that's a little bit more detailed with my bedroom, because I definitely am one of those people that needs extra help in the bedroom. But I really am working on keeping my bedroom really clean, because even though it's not the first thing people see, that's my place where I need to be at peace. That's the place I need to sleep. And that's the place that I really need to keep the most clean, right? Just for me. And I've been working on cleaning for myself and not for other people, because we do clean. It's a good motivator to clean for other people. But like I've said before, if you're not cleaning for yourself, then you're not going to be as in it, and you're not going to be as motivated. And especially when we get depressed and down and stuff, you want to try to clean for yourself, because just think about how the weight that's going to be lifted off your shoulder once you're done with this cleaning session, and how good you're going to feel leaving the house with a clean house. Okay, so just think of that. Think about how good you're going to feel getting into nice, crisp, clean sheets at the end of the day, because you've cleaned your house. You have a made bed, you have a clean bedroom. Think of that. Visualize that before your cleaning sessions. That's what we're working towards. That peace, that lack of anxiety, all of that anxiousness gone, because we have that nice clean house. We're ready for anything. Neighbor pops up. We don't have to worry about the house being dirty. Hanging out in our house on a Saturday evening, we just got to do a quick cleaning session before we do our stuff. We don't have to worry about deep cleaning because we've been keeping up with our stuff. So that's what we're working towards. We're cleaning for ourselves, guys. So we're going to end in the living area. And moving on to the living area, I want you guys to look as you walk into the house. And when you walk into the house, look from the perspective of somebody else walking into your house. Is there any really major clutter areas? What is the main thing that is making your house look messy? Is there stuff all over the floor? Is there trash all over? Let's start with trash. Let's go pick up crazy. Get everything you can. Just run around the house and just start picking up your living area. Any trash, throw it away. And any toys that need to be thrown in the toy box, do that. Make sure they go where they go. Don't create more work for yourself. And then we're going to go to the couch. Now, your couch probably, if you use your couch a lot, and you eat on your couch, I don't have a big eating space, and I eat on my couch a lot. Me and my husband, the adults, eat on the couch a lot, so there's usually some crumbs going on in the crevices. My cushions on this specific couch don't come off, but I definitely like to get a little vacuum and vacuum the edges around my couch. If you can lift your cushions, back when I had a couch that you could take the cushions off, I would take them completely off and vacuum underneath. If I didn't have a vacuum, I would just sweep them onto the floor and then sweep it up into a dustpan. And after you vacuum your couch, make it look nice. Is there anything underneath the couch? Do you need to do a quick sweep of underneath? That's a bonus chore. We're just quickly cleaning up right now, but if you need to clean underneath your couch, I guarantee you it looks like a bigger job than it actually is, because I have had under my couch stuffed with stuff, but only so much stuff can get under there. And I get a broom and I use it as a tool to just get everything out from under, or if you're strong enough and able to, don't hurt yourself, to move the couch, you could do that too. Watch out for spiders if you live in Texas. And then I move it and I just sweep everything in a pile, get everything that, is worth something out of the pile, and then throw away pretty much everything else, and just give a quick wipe down underneath the couch if you have tile or hardwood floors. If you have carpet, then you would vacuum underneath the couch area if you are able to move it. And then once you're done doing the cleaning of your couch, it's really satisfying for me to just put the cushions on. I feel like it's a focal point of the room, and it really makes the room look a lot cleaner right off the bat when you just pick up the area, pick up the space, and then put your pillows up. And then I have a few things in my living area once I have picked up and done done the work on my couch that need a wipe down. I have some glass. If you have like a glass table or something like that to wipe down, use the proper products for that. I have a glass TV stand, so I would use Windex or disinfectant to wipe that down. And then I do have a big mirror, so I would do that. So anything like that you need to do in your house, any little wipe downs you need to do, coffee tables you need to clear off, any hot spots. And a hot spot is just an area with clutter that is kind of a catch-all that maybe people have been tossing stuff that you need to take care of. Go ahead and take care of that. I have lots of storage in my furniture, so I have a big ottoman that I use for storage for toys. So I'll open up that ottoman and just kind of make sure there's nothing bad in it. It is velvet. Like a velvety type of material, so I do need to spot clean it every so often. I give it a little vacuum, and then I spot clean it with a wet soapy rag or with carpet cleaner or spot cleaner and fabric cleaner, and I just spot clean it to make it look nice and new, and that's been working really well. I would like to steam it or borrow a steamer or a shampooer, which you can borrow those from borrow meaning rent them from a lot of grocery stores and stuff. You can rent shampooers. So if you have a major carpet situation and your carpet really needs an overhaul, that's something to think about. You don't have to go out and buy a shampooer or get an expensive service. A lot of places do rent out shampooers. My dad did it a lot when we were kids. He really likes shampooing the carpets. I remember him doing that a lot as a kid because we had a lot of kids in the house. I have 7 siblings, and so a lot of kids in the house, a lot of traffic, so we did a lot of shampooing. So that's just something to think about. That's a bonus chore, would be shampooing your floors. If you have carpet or if you have hardwood floors and there's places that need to be spot cleaned, go ahead and do that at this time. Spot clean those spots. And if we're going to, at the end of the episode, I'm going to give you guys time to do a whole house floor clean, because I know that a lot of you that have carpet and stuff, you don't want to listen to something while you're vacuuming, or maybe you just want to listen to music or something while you're vacuuming, because it is loud and you might not be able to hear me. So that's why we do the floor clean at the end of the episode. But as we're nearing the end, and this includes the hallway too, so if you have anything out of place in the hallway, any rugs that need to be vacuumed, maybe you need to go outside and beat a rug, if you will, get all the dust out. Maybe if it's a small rug, you need to throw it in the wash. I have just a little tiny small area rug in my living area that I throw in the wash every once in a while, but I do just vacuum it. But every once in a while it needs to just be thrown in the wash. It's small, and it was only $5 actually. I got it from Five Below. I don't know if you guys have heard of that store. I got my little rug. It matched perfectly with my decor. I have kind of a weird color scheme. Everything is like a burnt orange and turquoise in my house, and it sounds weird. Those are just my accent pieces. It's not like super crazy or anything. It is very colorful. I like color, but I found this rug that just fit perfectly with my color scheme, and it has lasted the test of time, and it was $5. But anyway, moving on. If you need to spot clean the hallway, anything like that, go ahead and do that before you do your major vacuum or mopping or sweeping at the end of the episode. And as we're also nearing the end of the whole outer area, kitchen space, if you have not taken out your trash and you need to take out your trash and replace your liner, please do that at this time. But moving on, I want you guys to move on to the bedrooms. And first thing, when you go into the bedroom, the main focal point is the bed. So if it is time for you to do your washing of your sheets, I have to wash my sheets pretty often because my kids do crawl into bed with me. So we've got a lot of people in the bed, kids. So I wash my sheets really often. So I would strip my bed and then I put them in a place in the laundry area where it's going to be the next top priority. And then if you don't need to wash your sheets at this time, then you would just make your bed nice and pretty. And that's already a great step towards making your your bedroom look really pretty and nice. And it just makes you feel like you've done a lot, because just making your bed will make your room look 1,000 times better, right? And again, if your bedroom needs to overhaul, if you have a really disorganized bedroom, because a lot of us spend most of our lives, hanging out in the bedroom. That's where we hang out. That's where we relax, unwind at the end of the day. We have episodes for that, so definitely check those out. If you would like to keep the momentum going and listen to a bedroom episode after this, I highly encourage that. I just did a great bonus episode for the Cleaning Besties about organizing my closet and drawers, and we'll be talking about that on Wednesday's episode as well. So moving on, also, if you have stripped your bed and it's been a while since you've cleaned the actual mattress, I just like to go over it with a vacuum. Sometimes it's good to vacuum your mattress just to get all those dead skin cells and stuff. It, you can even use a hand vacuum or anything. I know you can't see anything, but we do shed skin cells and they go through the sheets and everything, so it's good to just give it a vacuum every once in a while. Moving on, same thing, same concept as the living areas. I want you guys to just pick up everything, go pick up crazy, and just clear the space. If there's any clothes on the floor, I want you to grab all the clothes and put them in the dirty laundry if they didn't make it there. If you have clean clothes that you tried on, didn't hang back up, maybe I want you to get those and hang them back up. If there's anything on the surfaces that don't need to be on the surfaces, if you just have miscellaneous junk, I want you to find the home for them, put them away where they go. Even though we're rushing and we're trying to get things done quickly, we don't want to put things in the wrong space, because that'll create more work for us. And I'm really proud of you guys. We've done almost a full hour of cleaning at this point. You guys have been amazing. An hour of cleaning is a lot of work. I'm sure your house looks so much better. Even if you're still in the kitchen, you're still chugging on those dishes. You probably had a big amount of dishes, and I'm sure you're probably almost done with them by now. Maybe you just got your kitchen done, but hey, you got a whole hour worth of kitchen cleaning done, or organization, or whatever it is you were doing. If you were doing something else while I was talking, you got a whole hour worth of cleaning done. And if you were just listening to me and you weren't cleaning with me and you're just checking me out and you didn't clean with us today, no worries. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you checked us out, and I hope next time you'll use me as motivation. You'll turn me on, and you'll get your house nice and clean and organized. And I'm doing this with you. I'm learning and growing with you guys. I'm by no means a perfect housekeeper, and I think that's what makes this podcast so special, is that me and my mom's got a lot more experience and a lot more phases of life that she's gone through than I have. She's got grandkids at this point, but I really like that. We aren't perfect housekeepers. We're living day to day, and we're just learning and growing with you guys. And as we learn new tips and tricks and ways to keep our kids occupied, and ways to just get stuff done, and new ways to keep on track and keep organized and keep our kids on track, that kind of thing. I really like that. It helps me. It really helps me grow and learn and become I feel like I've become a better house cleaner and a better mother all around, because my depression, I don't get depressed as much when my house is clean. I feel like I'm a better mother. I'm productive, right? So definitely helping me, and I hope it's helped you too. Don't forget, I'm going to go ahead and end the episode, but don't forget to pick up a bathroom, give it a little wipe down before you go. Don't forget to clean your floors, do a whole house floor clean, throw out any trash if you haven't done that already. And don't forget about that laundry. Go ahead and do that laundry switch. Kick your feet up. Your laundry's probably done at this time, and fold that load of laundry after you do the floors, and just kick back, relax, and maybe listen to another laundry episode if you have a major mountain of laundry, or if you just want to, watch some TV or something. or play a game with your kids while you fold. Give them some towels to fold while you fold. Just kick your feet up. Don't think of it as a chore. Get that done. But I'm really glad you guys cleaned with me today. I hope you guys got a lot done. And as always, happy cleaning, guys.